What up, everybody? Welcome back to the Walk Steady podcast. It's me, Rich, once again, doing what I said I was going to do, which is upload an episode a day. And today I wanted to talk about the price gouging that has been going on, that has been occurring. Most popular, or the best reference in this case, is the Noah and Matt Calvin case of Tennessee, the two brothers that predominantly sold on eBay and Amazon, and basically hoarded 17,700 bottles of hand sanitizer, and they had disinfectant rags and all kinds of other goodies that their mind and mentality was to flip. Now, I think a lot of us are okay with people that flip things online, and so I don't want to shame these two brothers. I always like to give people the benefit of the doubt. My assumption is that they assumed it to have been business as usual. And when the brothers did what they did, it was at a time when not everyone was on the same page as to what was going on. So with that said, I want to read this quick statement from Matt Calvin, which is, I've been buying and selling things for 10 years now. There's been hot product after hot product, but the thing is, there's always another one on the shelf. When we did this trip, I had no idea that these stores wouldn't be able to get replenished. Let's give the fellow the benefit of the doubt. Let's give his brother the benefit of the doubt. In the end, they ended up donating it. Lesson learned, let's hope, for them and for everyone else, as a case study of what not to do in a time of emergency. That is a very lazy business attitude. It is the laziest thing that I can think of or have seen. And I know people are really hot on the buy and sell, but once again, that's for people that are into business for the sake of money, as opposed to the creative portion of business, which business in its most practical and productive way of executing is to create a service or product that adds value to a human being's life, and to make that self-sustaining so that it can continue to thrive and grow and do better things for humanity, ultimately, in the end. Now, if that's your business perspective, this is the podcast for you. And I hope you hear me out, because people that run businesses or jump into the entrepreneur or social or private sector just for the sake of money, these are the people that are leading it astray and are destroying the planet, the world, and so on and so forth. And the buy and sell is a prime example of that. Buy and sell is you hoard shit that you think is going to go up in value to then resell at a larger price, which is fine. It's an absolute legitimate way of making money. Now, does that you making money that way make you a person who's an entrepreneur, makes you a businessman? I don't think so. That's my honest opinion. I do not believe so. Now, if you do that as a cash grab to then launch your business, I respect that. I understand that. But if you do that as your business model and you think that makes you a businessman, not in agreement with. Now, beyond that, what else do I want to talk about? I remember when I first heard about this, someone asked me, like, Rich, don't you think that's kind of fucked up that they won't allow them to sell this on Amazon, eBay? That they should be allowed to do this, which once again, I think people don't fully realize what it is. It is a privileged mentality to think that a private business like Amazon or eBay have to allow you to sell whatever you want at the price that you want on their private platform that they took years to build a brand around. No, they don't have to. They didn't have to, and they didn't, and they made the right call. They didn't have to, and they didn't, and that was the right call, in my opinion, for these companies. This is a time of emergency. Any company right now that's going to try to thrive off of the pandemic that's going on, these companies are going to have a long-lasting negative connotation attached to their brand. So they have to be aware of that. Even if in their core, they're fucking horrible people that don't care about, humanity, they need to be very quiet about that and play it very carefully. Now, on the flip side, do I think that the brothers and everyone else like them are horrible people? No, I don't, because like I said, their assumption, and like I said, give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, even for the people that are outraged, that are thinking this is heartless, have a little bit of empathy for these people as well. Like, these people, they made a bad call. Their assumption was this is not that big of a deal, and there's an endless amount of hand sanitizer in the world, and we can just make a few bucks off of this. They didn't realize the severity of it. And if they did and they're just lying and we gave them the benefit of the doubt, that's nothing wrong on our part because we still held them accountable. And beyond that, the death threats and the insults and all that, not necessary, you guys. That's just it's not productive. Going back to some of the conversation we had yesterday of like taking tangible, productive steps forward. That happened. That occurred. We learned from it. We held them accountable, and we moved forward. If there is a scarcity, and this is going back to the idea of like how do you add value to humanity, right? If there is a scarcity of hand sanitizer, and you know a DIY trick to create hand sanitizer, why wouldn't that be something to look into, right? For the people that do know how to make it, why not start creating content? Which I've already seen this content being created, but I'm just showing you how real creative entrepreneurship is very different than predatory capitalist mentality. And I just want people to really understand that difference of the creative entrepreneurs in this moment have began to create face masks for protection, right? For the personal protective equipment that people need that we don't have enough of at the moment. They have began to create homemade hand sanitizer as well as teaching people how to make homemade sanitizers. I've seen a lot of people talking about how to store and protect your food just in case we have to store a lot of the food that we purchased.